What's up, my crew members? My name is Andrew from the Superherocrew, and I'm here with Coach from the Superherocrew. And welcome to episode 18 of Comic Talk. This is the show where I talk about the comics that I decided to get this week. And today, we're talking about Batman 45,
Reverend Will number 3,
and Mr. Miracle number 8. So let's talk. Alright, so let's talk about Batman number 45. So this is right after the wedding issue of Batman, and this is kind of interesting. So it opens up with Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, and he kills himself with his ring, and he's like, I have enough willpower to do it, and he smiles and kills himself in front of Booster Gold. And I like this because it's actually kind of a Booster Gold story, and I like both Booster Gold, so this seems not really like a Batman story, it seems more like a Booster Gold.
and Batman just happens to be in it.
Yeah, and but Booster Gold kind of messed up by doing something with Batman, which I'll talk about in a minute. And Booster Gold's like, that was a little intense, but awesome at the same time. And they're like, okay, well, we should go find Batman. And then we cut to Wayne Engineering, and we see Tim Drake is actually working in Wayne Engineering, I guess. So he's not Red Robin.
And then it was funny because one guy said a Joker got on the bus, killed a woman, and a guy shot the Joker and a woman. So it was like, well, why is the Joker? And he says this is the third time it happened. There's 3 Jokers.
Well, I think it's like, in Batman Beyond, the Joker gang, I think people are kind of, because we see that, Booster Gold goes to the Bat Signal because he's like, I gotta find Batman, and then we see Batman who's got a bunch of guns on him, and he's got like grenades and guns and whatnot, but it's actually Dick Grayson, and Skeets, does like a facial recognition, and he's like, no, that's actually Dick Grayson. This is in the Batman we're looking for. Mm-hmm. We also cut to Jason Todd at like a mechanic's place.
Yeah, he owns a tire shop, and he's making security for your tires.
So that
when a Joker steals your tires, it kills them.
Yeah, so they can't steal your tires. Right. It like shocks them, and then.
Booster gets away from Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson, Batman, and then we actually see Duke, which you have no idea who the hell that is, but I think his name is the Signal. He's another Bat character, and he's like...
He's been lobotomized, basically.
Yeah, and he is trying to get fed like cereal or something. Then we see Bruce and his mom dancing at the...
It was Bruce's birthday.
Or his birthday, or I think it's his parents' anniversary. And then Booster Gold smashes through the window. He's like, "Hey, Batman," or "Hey, Bruce Wayne, I got a present for you." And then we cut to Ra's al Ghul and Talia, who are having a sword fight. And Talia's like, "No, I'm gonna be the heir to the dragon," And then we cut away from that, and we see Booster Gold is explaining to Batman like this whole thing. Basically, like Booster Gold saved his parents. That's his gift. That's his wedding gift. That's Batman's wedding gift, essentially.
Right.
So, but it screws up everything, obviously.
Everything. Gotham's in flames. Dick Grayson is Batman. The parents are still alive, and everything is chaotic. So by him going back and changing things, as usual, Booster Gold screwing things up.
Yeah, and Bruce is like, I've been having these dreams. And Booster Gold's like, all right, so that's it. Let's go. Skeets is basically like a time machine, so let's go. Let's fix it. And then Bruce gets, I don't know what it's called, the thing to it's for a fireplace.
Yeah, the shovel.
Yeah, and he stabs Skeets.
And smashes him.
Skeets gets destroyed, and he's like, Bruce is like, all right, well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going back to the party. It's my parents' anniversary, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. So that's Batman 45. This is great.
It's weird. You know what though? It's typical Tom King. You don't find out till like the last 3 pages what the hell's going on.
Yeah, but this is a great story.
Yeah.
I figured they're not going to get Booster Gold the series anytime soon, I don't think. So let's just put him into this Batman book and have him screw everything up. Yeah, so this seems more like a Booster Gold story.
Let's take an obscure character.
Yeah, and he's helping out Batman fix whatever, and I like Booster Gold. Booster Gold's a great character, and he's great in this, and he's keeping his wittiness about him. Green Lantern kills himself, and he's like, and Green Lantern kills himself with the ring. He's like, and Booster Gold's like, that was intense, but awesome at the same time, So, But yeah, this was a pretty good issue, and I do like it. And the art's really good as well. But I can't, I always say this about Batman, but I cannot wait to see what happens next and what they're gonna do next with this, or what Tom King is gonna do next. So what did you think about it?
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
it's just it's a good start to a new arc.
Yeah, and it's really good. I think one of the best arcs so far for Batman.
Yeah.
The Batman series. But yeah, so what would you give Batman 45?
I give it a solid 8.
Yeah, I would give it an 8.5 because the art was really good in this as well. But yeah, so that was Batman 45. Now,
variable number 3. So now Batman is in the, I guess, Celtic universe. He's there with all the gods and the demigods and stuff, and he's trying to solve the murder. And he comes up with a lot of opposition because he's like, well, what about this? And it's weird because in this one, Batman has a serious attitude, and he's talking, trying to figure out what's what, and just solve the murder. So they go to a few places, they learn some stuff. He's talking with the god that brought them there, and there's Tir Nog, and it's just basically trying to find out who did what.
So yeah, that was basically the whole issue. I mean, just Wonder Woman and Batman talking. There was a little bit of action. They fought like some weird orc-looking things. Yeah. And that was the whole issue. But what's funny? This is probably my least favorite out of the 3, but it's still fantastic. This whole series has been good, and the writing is so good, and the art is so good. Yeah. This is really good.
The one problem I have with the art is the way he draws Wonder Woman. Her face, she's very pouty, and she doesn't have any emotions. So she's always like very pouty, or very, like, I guess trying to be sexy, but not. And like she was like even punching somebody, she had this pouty look. So he doesn't really. The art is fantastic except for her face. It's like almost like she has no expression, and it's weird to see her like that. Very full lips and very sexy, but like. Always sexy. Like, there's a part where she was yelling, but she wasn't like, her face didn't look like she was yelling.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that the artwork it's really like almost like a Bernie Wrightson, like, fantasy novel, like almost like Swamp Thing, but not as dark, like really lots of flowers, and like how would you would expect like Narnia or something like that, because they get sucked into that fairy world, Just very, very fantasy-like.
Yeah, and in this, Batman almost actually leaves, but then that Celtic god guy that brought them there is actually like, well, some things are happening in Gotham as well. He's like, I got to go back to Gotham because there's something else going on. And the Celtic god is like, actually, no, this murder and that whole thing in Gotham, those are connected. He's like, all right, so then I will stay and figure this out.
And also, he was there for about a week, and he says, I really got to get back to Gotham. And like, it's only been about 10 minutes in Gotham, because time moves different. So, once again, like in the other Batman series where they helped the Gentleman, they were there for...
It was like 30 years, but...
Yeah, it was really like a
10 minutes went by.
Yeah, I think it was a day, because the Gentleman did what he had to do, and Catwoman brought him back. So time moves different, I guess, in the fairy realm. So Batman's like, all right, well, I'll stay here and I'll fix this, and if I lose an hour, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
So, it's funny, though. I think this has happened a lot with Batman, and if it happens with Wonder Woman, she's kind of immortal, but, like, Batman is human. He should be, like, 900 years old. All the times that he's gone back. But, it's a cool, different take on Batman, taking two superheroes and putting him somewhere else. It's basically like the Gentleman from the regular Batman. So, but if you're not reading this, it's really good. The artwork is fantastic. If you like fantasy art, Dungeons and Dragons type, World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings, this is actually cool, and it's got some really cool, Norse, like not really Norse gods, but the Celtic or Irish gods and stuff like that. Very cool. Very, very different.
Yeah, this is a very, very good series, and we definitely recommend you pick this up. It's only a 6-issue mini, and it's 3 issues in. You're not that far behind.
Or if you get the trade when it does come out, I would suggest you do get it.
Yeah, it's very good. The only thing is that people might be turned off because it's called Brave and the Bold. I think I talked about this in the last.
If you're getting hung up on that, you got to get over that.
Yeah, it's just called Brave and the Bold because Batman and Wonder Woman are teaming up because two superheroes are teaming up. That's why it's called Brave and the Bold.
They actually mention in here because he's the brave and she's the bold.
Yeah,
and that's why it's called the Brave and the Bold. So
yeah, but it's very good. Definitely pick it up. Anything else to add?
No, I would give it a 8.5.
I would give it an 8.5 as well.
And the artwork is fantastic.
This was one of the weaker issues, but it was still fantastic.
Yeah,
so I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 as well. Finally, Mr. Miracle number 8 is out, and we start off this with Mr. Miracle actually assassinating.
Well, to start off, there's really like two things going on with Mr. Miracle in the issue, back and forth.
And so it's him at Apocalypse and then him taking care of his kid because in the last issue he had the kid.
So he's at Apocalypse, Barda's with the kid. When Barda's on Apocalypse, he's with the kid. And they switch week to week, they switch. So one would run the army and then take care of the kid. And then the other one would run the army and then he would take care of the kid. So it flip-flops constantly and they're on the phone. It's like there's a part where Scott Free his leg got blown off, and I guess they're putting it back together. The medic's putting it back together, and they're on the phone.
The mother box
thing. Yeah, it's almost like they're talking on a cell phone. And he's getting repaired. It's like, yeah, today he burped, and we had to take him. I took him back for his doctor's visit. Oh, he's saying he's very healthy and stuff. So, they're trying to have a normal life on Earth, and then go to Apocalypse and like do the war and fight and kill. The dark side of the legions and stuff. So it's really weird. It starts off with an assassination.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle assassinating some guy.
It's the dark side version of Adolf Hitler, I think.
I guess,
yeah,
or
kind of like the Mussolini.
Yeah,
Mussolini, Hitler. That type of deal.
And basically, the whole issue is just switching back and forth, and we barely see Barda in here
because it
just follows Scott, and it's basically like so he's feeding the kid a bottle, then he's back at Apocalypse, he's fighting, and
there's a part where one of the generals from Apocalypse Army challenges Barda to a one-on-one, and it's almost like in the old days when the Greeks. Or the Romans, they used to fight and they would say, okay, your best one against my best one, whoever wins is in charge or you have to leave, and they would do like an agreement as warriors. So Barda was like, well, I'm not feeling good, my boobs are hurting, and I gotta go to the doctor. And he's like, okay, I'll take care of this, no problem. And then Mr. Miracle gets his ass kicked and they have to leave. He goes, we have to leave here for 1 year. So yeah, and that I think it was working back and forth until that happened because Barda would have probably won. It was a fist fight.
Yeah,
Barda would have probably won, and Scott got his ass kicked in this one.
We also see what looks to be Orion, Mr. Miracle dumping Orion's body to a pile of more bodies. That's
like the dead pile of
of random soldiers and stuff.
There's one guy that came back, the agent. And he seems like he's their babysitter. But didn't they kill him early on? Didn't they kill him and stuff him down the chute? So why is he back? It's the Excelsior guy, the fuzzy guy, with the beard.
Oh no, I don't think they killed him.
I thought they did when they killed.
No, I think they just punched him in the face and then were like, no, you're not.
Okay, they killed the other two guys. They killed the guys that were coming to take Scott to get executed. I think that was it. Barda killed him.
Because now. Mr. Miracle's Highfather.
Right.
So now it's like they can't execute him. He's Highfather because Orion's dead.
Right, but I'm saying the agent who was really annoying.
Yeah, but they didn't kill him.
And the funny part is that the baby loves the agent.
Yeah, and then there's a part where there's this baby parademon and Light Ray kills the baby parademon and Mr. Miracle's like, wait, because he has a kid, so he kind of feels bad, I guess.
But also, did you notice that the baby parademon, looks exactly like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, he does. It's strong funny like that.
It looks exactly like it. I don't know. It was purple though.
Yeah. Well, that's just the coloring.
Maybe the parademons are the scavengers, the babies are scavengers because he was eating the dead parademons on the field. So, maybe that's a way of cleaning up Apocalypse. They're the carrion eaters.
So, it's going back and forth. We see actually Mr. Miracle's kid starts walking for the first time, and then...
And it shows it's because he's walking, but they just had the baby. So this has got to be going on for at least, this war's got to go on for a year and a half already, going back and forth.
Yeah.
And being Highfather. So it's the series is moving.
Yeah, and then Mr. Miracle's like walking, and there's a bunch of like dead soldiers around him, and he's like singing the nursery rhyme that he was singing to his son. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Daddy's going to get you a mockingbird. And then we see a panel that says Darkseid is, and then he gets a call, on the mother box from Big Barda, and Barda's like, the kid's starting to say Dad, I guess, because he's like,
Dad, yeah.
Yeah, and
what was funny too? The whole issue, he had a Batman shirt, a Nightwing shirt, an Aquaman shirt.
Yeah.
So he always had a shirt on, but at the very beginning, they're selling Superman action shirts on. So he had a Superman shirt on, and in it was funny, in the beginning, one panel it was red, and then one panel the Superman symbol was blue, and then the next panel it was red again. So also there's a lot of times where there's like that interference, like it's zzz. So I don't know if, and it kind of, they're drawing it out of focus on purpose, and then he comes back into focus. I'm thinking this is some kind of not reality.
I'm hoping not, because then it would
Right.
diminish
I don't know
of the story.
But I don't know what it is. It's like, why is that in there? Why is it like all of a sudden it gets really, really, or is that Scott controlling the dark side in him? You know what I mean?
I hope that's not what's going on, because if it is, it would kind of diminish the whole point of the story.
Right. But I don't know.
Of what he's going through.
That's the impression I got. Am I right? I don't know. We'll see.
I hope that's not the case.
But something's not right.
Yeah. So, and then at the end, the baby's crying, and he starts singing the song to him, and it's like, life is good even though he's fighting this big battle. But
so he's destroying over here, but the baby's here.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing. So Darkseid is evil. Maybe that's why they're not leaving the baby alone. Maybe it's like with Barda there, the baby's safer, and then when Scott's there, the baby's safe. If all right, we both got to go to the battle, the baby's unguarded. They'll just be the manager, who's just a non-superhero. So Darkseid could send out some assassins to kill the baby. That's something Darkseid would do to mess with them. So I think, it's there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
It's almost like what we really enjoy about this is we discuss this book a lot because there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of, like when you watch a show or you watch a movie, like say you watch Star Wars and you're like, okay, we're waiting for the next one. Oh, she's this one, she's that, this, that, and we keep contemplating. That's why we enjoy this book so much, because there's a lot of food for thought, and there's a lot of, well, this might happen, that might happen, there's a lot of that, and that's what makes it very interesting, and that's what makes it enjoyable.
Yeah, so it's obviously very good. Now, here's the thing. The next issue comes out in July.
So
not July.
June.
June. Not July. If it was July, that would be
I don't
worse.
I don't know what's the delay.
I don't know. I've been trying to look into it, and from what I could gather is that there is no reason why. It just says on the DC website that it's coming out in June.
So Tom King also wrote something in Action Comics. He did a thing there. He's writing Batman, and he's doing Mr. Miracle. So maybe the delay of Mr. Miracle is because it's a limited series, but Batman's got to come out. There's like a time schedule.
Maybe.
So, and these
I
issues.
think he's only writing Batman and Mr. Miracle.
But the thing is, these issues are done a while ago. So who knows what happened a while ago that's going to delay it now. It's like a ripple effect. So I don't know. Or maybe they're not coming out with Mr. Miracle because they're coming out with the Fantastics or something like that.
But the thing is though, I don't think that they've never done that though. That's the problem though. I've never seen them do that ever. Maybe it's just it's delayed. Maybe it's just he's got to get Batman out because also there's Batman issue 50,
that's what I'm saying.
which is the official wedding apparently, where they're actually going to get married in that issue.
We told you guys to buy the other issue, and we bought a few of them. My suggestion is buy a lot of the wedding issue, but open it up and see if the wedding's actually happening.
Yeah. So,
which it might not happen. When Booster might screw it up.
Yeah.
So we don't know. But yeah, so what do you think, Mr. Miracle?
Mr. Miracle is pretty good. I like it.
It's not pretty good. It's very good.
It's very good. It is a very good issue. So what would you give Mr. Miracle number 8?
Solid 9.
Yeah, I agree. Perfect. A solid 9.
It was a 9. I would give it 9.5 if it was, but it was good, but not as good as the other ones. I give it a 9.
All right. Yeah, I agree. Also
Solid
a 9. All right, so that's it. Just 3 books out this week, but Tuesday we will have our discussion on Action Comics 1000, so that'll be out Tuesday. I'm not going to tell you whether I like it or not, whether it's good. I'm not going to tell you anything now, but you'll have to stay tuned for that video Tuesday. But that will be a crazy video. We're going to have a huge discussion on that and talk about that. Yeah, guys, so that's it for this video. So if you liked the video, please like, got any questions, comment down below, and subscribe for more comic-based videos. And we'll see you in the next one.